Okay, I have this question on the board. I had two questions sent in and I just now saw them, so they're a little bit after the fact of the test and the homework, but you can have them, put them in your notebook for the final exam or whatever. This question is 3.4, number 13. I think the other question is from chapter 2. So I think one or two of them, I don't know. I'm sorry, I just saw them today. So my bad if they're late. Okay, this one says a farmer has 440 feet of fence to enclose a rectangular area. So rectangular perimeter 2L 2x plus 2y is equal to 440. Okay. That's perimeter. You can say 2L plus 2W if you wanted to. I'm just doing it as X and Y because you're doing these algebraic sections and everything's in terms of X and Y, so I'm just going to leave it in terms of X and Y. And it says, and they give you the area, area enclosed. Area is equal to X times Y, or length times width. So let's solve this for Y. Or you can solve it for X. Either way, I'm going to solve it for Y because we're used to solving for Y. So negative 2X, so 2Y is equal to negative 2X plus 440. And divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Y is equal to negative X plus 220. And now I'm going to take that and plug it in for Y, right here. And A is equal to X times, and that's going to be negative X plus 220. And now distribute. A is equal to negative X squared plus 220X. And now you have a quadratic. And now that you know your family of graphs, you know this quadratic is opening downward, so I'm just drawing it. I don't know where it is. So this point right here is your highest point, so you need to find the vertex because that's basically your maximum area reached. Okay, so find your vertex. How you do that? Completing the square. So I'll just make all this small if I can. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah. So that goes right there, and then we'll just put that down here. And then I'll go over here and I'll say negative X squared plus 220X plus 0 plus blank is equal to 0 plus blank. And negative, that'll be X squared minus 220X plus blank is equal to 0 plus negative times blank. Whatever you factor out here, basically you factored out a negative 1. That negative 1 is right there. And half of 220 is 110. And 110 squared is some huge number. And I'm just going to add 110 squared there. I'm not going to do it on the I don't have the calculator pulled up. But that's going to give us negative. And then X, this is shortcut number 2, X minus 110 quantity squared is equal to, and that's going to be negative 110, negative 110 squared, and that's the 110 squared, not the negative. Because you're going to divide by a negative, that would make it negative and you wouldn't have any x-intercepts. So it's going to work out to be negative whatever 110, 100 squared, it's going to be a big number, okay? So the x is 110, so if you was to divide, you'd get x. So this is 110 and positive 110 quantity squared. Okay, so that's your vertex. So we know that x is equal to 110, and if x is equal to 110, you can plug it in to the length and the width, and basically you can plug in 110 right here and solve for y. So 2y is equal to negative 110 plus 220. So 110y is equal to 110. Okay, and x is equal to 110. So it looks like to me it's going to be 110 and 110. Okay, unless I've done something wrong. So let's see what the max is. 110 and 110. And we feel good about ourselves. Okay, so we don't have to wear sunglasses in the gym. All right, next one. And that's 3.4. This one is 2.6. I thought I had a chapter 2. I'm sorry I didn't see it. It's composed, and I'll go over composition of functions. Composition is when you have a big open circle between the two. So if f of x is equal to x squared minus 5, and g of x is equal to 2 minus x, I would never write it like that. I would write it minus x plus 2. This right here says f composed of g of x. It looks like, or it says f times g of x. I don't see an open circle because an open circle would look like this. So let's see if they're just wanting to multiply. If they're just wanting to multiply, that's what this is. Except they don't put the dot, they just put f of x. So let's, or f of g, I'm sorry, f of g. So let's see if that's what they're wanting. Then we just multiply the two together. X squared minus 5 times 2 minus x. Got to use our FOIL method first. It's going to be 2x squared. Outside, negative x cubed. Inside, minus 10. And last, negative 5x, or positive 5x. So it looks like 2x squared plus 5x, oops, got about negative x cubed, plus 2x squared minus 10. That looks like what it is. Now, if it was f composed, anytime you've got an open circle right here, and you got this, that means you're going to rewrite with big parentheses, and you're going to plug in that. So if I was doing f composed of g, I would rewrite f composed of g, I would rewrite f, big set of parentheses, squared, minus 5, and plug in g, 2 minus x, and then do the algebra, which would be 4, and then 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x is 4x, so that would be a minus 4x plus x squared minus 5, and then 4 minus 5 is negative 1, so that's going to be x squared minus 4x minus 1. So that would be f composed of g. F composed means substitute. Okay, so I hope those two questions help out. Put them in your notebook, and that way you'll have them for the future. Keep sending those questions.